Speaking at the unveiling of new manager Luis Enrique, PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi has provided an update on the future of Real Madrid target Kylian Mbappe. The 24-year-old's future has been the talk of the town after he confirmed that he will not renew his contract beyond 2024. Real Madrid have been keeping close tabs on the situation without making a concrete move as of yet as they wait for the situation to become clear. Mbappe, for his part, has maintained that he does not want to leave PSG this summer. The club, though, are insistent that the only way he stays put for next season is if he renews his deal. If not, the 24-year-old will be sold in the current transfer window. And now Al-Khelaifi has doubled down on that point, stating that the thought of Mbappe leaving the club for free is unfathomable, and that the only way he remains at the club beyond the summer is if he renews. Kylian will not leave for free. If he wants to stay, he must renew, Al-Khelaifi said. Marca. Mbappe leaving for free? Impossible. Our position is strong. Mbappe will not leave for free. Impossible. The best player in the world leaving for free is not happening, the PSG president added. Further underlining the stance of the Ligue 1 champions, Al-Khelaifi said, if Mbappe wants to stay, he stays. But he has to renew. We can't let him leave for free, and that's what he promised the club. If he changes his mind, it's not my fault. With PSG not willing to move from their position, Mbappe will now have to change his, either decide to forego the loyalty bonus that he is to receive next year and leave now, or sign a new contract with the French champions. Real Madrid will be closely watching the situation as they are certain about signing Mbappe. The only unknown variable in the equation remains is the when. Real Madrid, Brazil and Carlo Ancelotti appear to have come to an awkward understanding over the Italian. Ancelotti will continue his work at Real Madrid until the end of the coming season, before joining Brazil for the Copa America tournament. Yet dividing the line between the two jobs is not quite as simple as it may seem. I don't know Ancelotti personally, said interim manager Fernando Diniz. The condition is clear: to carry out my work I have autonomy and freedom to make the calls. I do not depend on Ancelotti. The president was clear on that. I talk to a lot of people, I would never be able to do the things I do alone. It appears as if Ancelotti will very much be coming into Diniz's team, and he will be in charge until that point, but Marca have highlighted some potential issues with his job over the coming year. Knowing Ancelotti's people skills, there are few better to navigate the situation, but that does not make it less tricky. The chief matter has to be Ancelotti's job security. The Italian has come on troubled times on one or two occasions since returning to Real Madrid, but with typical calmness, has ridden those situations out. However, knowing that Ancelotti will not be there next season anyway, the temptation for Florentino Perez to move on will be heightened if they hit a rough patch. One of the things that makes Ancelotti so successful at Real Madrid is his ability to bring stability to the club, but that looks more difficult than usual. Meanwhile, there is also the vested interest Ancelotti will have in ensuring his Brazilian players remain fit, healthy and happy. While there is no way that Ancelotti would prioritize Brazil over Los Blancos, subconsciously there may be more temptation to ensure that the Brazilian element of the squad, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo Goes, Eder Militao, are not frustrated with him, knowing he cannot afford a breakdown in relations for his next job. Ancelotti's skill at managing dressing rooms would suggest that is somewhat unlikely to occur. But every Real Madrid manager is always being questioned, and this will not ease the pressure. Even if he is not giving the Brazilian players preference, other elements of the squad and the press may see it that way, which more or less amounts to the same malcontent. Finally, with the Copa America around the corner next season, it remains to be seen whether Ancelotti will, or will be able to, dedicate time to watching all of the Brazilian players ahead of the tournament. Unless Ancelotti outsources that job entirely, then he will have to build up his knowledge of Brazil's options before naming his tournament squad.